Alright Hawks, welcome back. In today's video we're going to be talking about how to model the stud. Previously we've modeled the bottom plate slash top plate. So today we're focused on the stud, and the stud appears to be about 4 inches by 3.5 by 1.5. Okay, so let's go make our way over to Fusion, and hopefully you've already watched the first video and you've modeled the top slash bottom plate, which we see here. So I am in my building trades folder in my project in my mini wall folder, and I'm going to start a new design whilst I'm in that folder, which means I'm going to close the top plate. And we have a new drawing here, and the first thing I want to do is save it, so I make sure that it's got a name that I want, like stud, and where it's going to be saved, and we should see that pop up here in the mini wall demo folder. All right, that way as I'm working, things will be saved. If I'm working when it says untitled, if something were to happen, nothing gets saved. Okay, next item we're going to do is I'm going to close down my data panel, and I'm going to turn on the origin point. As we've talked about in previous videos, I would recommend modeling typically in the top plane. So that would be our XY plane. So again, if I kind of highlight the XY plane right there, that's typically where I like to draw. There may be reasons to not do that, but I'm going to select that plane and create a sketch, or I create sketch and select a plane. Either way, I should end up hopefully working in the top view in my view cube, and we now need to start sketching. Okay, now previously we used a 2-point rectangle to do the top and bottom plate. I'll call it a rectangular cube. Okay, this time I'm going to do this as lines. Okay, so I'm going to grab a line, and I always want to start at the origin point. That locks down one point of a line. A line is the shortest distance between 2 points. So I am going to drag this out, and I'm going to make this, let's say, 4 inches, and hit enter. And I'm going to do another line from that endpoint up, and we'll do 3.5 on this one, making sure that it is in fact perpendicular. That would be 90 degrees, which we can see right there, highlighted in blue. Hit enter. Oh, left click there. Now, as I'm drawing with individual lines, one of the things Fusion will do is if I go down to a known corner or point, and I kind of hover there and I bring things back, it will kind of go, hey, were you down there for a reason? Did you want that line there to be parallel and potentially aligned with that point down below? And in this case, I do, so I'm going to go ahead and use that and left click. And I'm going to bring that down to where I started and left click again. And if I drew this with a rectangle, that would be pretty quick. Nothing wrong with that. If these 4 lines have all their corners in the same spot, and the sketch geometry is fully constrained, meaning I cannot left click and drag on any of the black geometry, then that sketch is okay as well. So I'm going to finish that sketch. And if it didn't take me back to the ISO view, I probably want to click on that house and take a look at this as an ISO view. And I'm now going to extrude this for our thickness. Okay, so in this time I had to select the profile. When we did the top and bottom plate, I believe when we went to extrude, it automatically highlighted it like it did there. And when I initially went to this one, it was not selected. So I go to Profiles, Select, come and hover over what I want, left click on it, and now it is selected, and I can add our third dimension, which in this case will be 1.5 inches. We'll hit enter, and we should now have a rectangular piece that looks like our stud. I'm going to turn off, actually it's more of a cube, I'm going to turn off the origin point visibility, so I do no longer see that. And I'm going to go back up to modify, and we're going to get a physical material. And just like we did on the last one, I'm going to go down to find wood, and I'm going to left click and drag from pine over and add some pine to this. And I'm going to do another Control S. So again, I'm saving more than just telling Fusion to save randomly when I'm working. I want to be specific with this, and I'm going to go stud with material. All right, and again, if I take a look in my data panel, I now see I have a version 2, and there is the name of version 2. This is what I have. I'll show it on the screen. So our next activity is going to be starting to assemble these. So if you haven't done assembly before, hopefully this is becoming easier as we're progressing through. We're going to start doing an assembly now, where we're going to take individual pieces and we're going to have to move them around and joint or constrain them into something that is multiple pieces. So we'll pick that up on the next video. See you on that one.